Hello, and welcome to Utterly Geek, your weekly dose of three J-holes talking about video games, which is an area of interest and not a career for us.
Yeah.
I'm Darren Bell. I'm joined by Chris Walsick and Stephen Petrella. You better buckle your pants, because we're going to talk to your pants about how they feel about video games.
Oh, all right. Sure.
My pants feel pretty good about video games.
I mean, I'm wearing pants, so there's that.
My pants are about to explode off due to my love for video games.
My God.
My pants always get tight when I'm talking about video games.
You pitch a little tent there, and you talk about video games.
Tighter than your mama's ass.
What?
I'm quoting StarCraft.
Oh.
Never mind. Yes, we're assholes, and we're talking about video games. We'll get into the news a bit later. There's some bits of news and tasty morsels and I told you so's, but we'll get to that later. In the meantime, hey guys, what have you been playing?
Let's see. I have been. Did I finish anything? Oh yeah, shit. No. I think I said I finished Mass Effect last week, didn't I?
No, you did not. You talked to me.
All right.
Offline about it.
That's right. Yeah. So I finished Mass Effect Andromeda last week.
Without spoilers.
I know I've said it many times on this podcast where I was kind of on the fence as to like whether if it's like good or bad or okay. After finishing it, I'm still not leaning towards bad, but it's like it's a little bit worse than okay. At least just how it ended.
So, what you're saying is that it's both simultaneously good and bad, and you can't make heads or tails of it?
Yeah.
Is this game Nicolas Cage?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Nick Cage.
Yeah, it's Nick Cage. It's very much Nick Cage.
Nick Cage the game.
Yeah, because as the last like hour of that game was just predictable, and yeah. It wasn't entirely great, and I don't know, it's kind of like it almost gave me the same feeling almost how Mass Effect 3 did, where as far as like, man, that was kind of disappointing, but it wasn't like an unpredicted disappointment. It wasn't like, oh shit, all this thing is leading up to like 3 choices and you pick one of 3 and it plays a different cinematic. It's just like, oh, okay, sure, okay. This is like very much by the book as to like an action movie, like any action movie that you've seen from Hollywood. Like you just know what's going to happen, and it just does it by the book, and then it leaves you open like to, hey, continue exploring to finish off whatever you want. But I was like, dude, all I've got left is just tasks, which they're not noted anywhere on maps usually, and they're just like stupid little things to do. Just filler missions. So I was like, yep, I'm done. So all I do now is just occasionally jump in and play the multiplayer, which is still kind of fun if I feel like playing a little bit more of the combat.
But does it kick you back to just before the boss fight?
No.
Okay. I hate it when games do that, and Breath of the Wild does that.
Yeah.
Where you get through, you fight Ganon, you finish Ganon, and then you see all the credits and everything, and it's all happy ending. And then you just save your game, and then you reload your game, and you're right in front of the castle just before you attacked, as though nothing happened. Like, that kind of takes me out of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good to know that Andromeda at least doesn't do that.
Yeah. It'll do, like, a roll credits, and then after it's done, then it'll do, like, an epilogue kind of thing. And then after that, then it's like, hey, awesome, now you can continue exploring and do whatever you want in the game. And I'm like, all right, cool, but I'm done. Thanks.
Yeah.
So yeah,
a big ole. Oh, meh.
Yeah, pretty
Gotcha.
much. Yeah, a big old meh out of me is how I felt about that
Until they
game.
let me change my goddamned eyebrows, I'm not touching that fucking game.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. So besides that, I also have been playing a lot of Civ 5. Some more of that, and also because I still haven't started Endless Space again. I've just been like, yeah, I just want to keep playing Civ 5 some more. And I actually just finished before we started the podcast. I got a diplomatic victory with having all the city-states and different nations vote for me, which really just ended up with me being like, yeah, I'm just going to buy out all the city-states and make them allies, and then just win that way.
Yeah, that's definitely like Civ 5 teaches you that if you have money,
Yep.
you can just win.
Yep. Pretty much.
It's just fucking bullshit.
I think what was funny during my whole diplomatic playthrough though was that I had for the longest time like 3 city-states, all that considered me an ally, and they just kept pumping out units. And all I was just doing was just researching and upgrading and like gaining more money. And eventually just got to a point where I had so many units that were all in my area. Like other nations started thinking that I was going to declare war on them. They're like, hey, we noticed that you're at the borderline. And I'm like, no, it's cool, guys. Don't worry about it. I just had so many units at that point that, like when it reached like a certain point, it'll tell you like statistics as to like, who's the most progressive, who's got the happiest people or whatever. The one that popped up at one point where I had like all these modern units, it was who had the sharpest stick, and mine was at yeah, it was like who has the pointiest stick or whatever. It's basically just like who has the largest army and power.
Yeah.
And it was like I had 12,000 points. And then the next one down was the Aztecs, and they had like 2,000.
Jesus Christ.
So basically, no one ever tried to attack me or go after me or anything, just because I just had a large ass army. So it's just I just kept making deals with people and trading and.
That's the thing with me with a game like Civ is that I never really found amassing an army to be that satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
In those games, I always like to go for like the cultural or the scientific victory.
Yeah,
because that always felt like you're actually building on something and you're actually accomplishing something a hell of a lot more than just like I built big thing, it squished you.
Yeah.
Like that, but I can see it as a deterrent.
Yeah, because that's all I did. Like I just kept my armies like didn't attack anything but barbarians, and that was it. That's like all I did, and it was a little dodgy at times where I actually almost lost a couple units. But other than that, I was just like, nope, not gonna attack anyone unless they attack me. And that was it. Otherwise, I just would trade or have open borders or what have you.
Speak softly and carry a big stick.
Yep, pretty much.
Is FDR in that one?
No, I think he's in Civ 6 actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, I played that. I went on a trip this weekend, so the only other thing I really played was the Phoenix Wright trilogy because I've been watching the series, and the series is really fucking good. I'm finding out that the series is basically the first 2 games with a little added story that they threw in there.
Yeah, they do a lot more about his background in that, like, in his childhood.
Yeah, there's one episode that's all about that. That was
Well, they even sprinkle that in right in the beginning. Like I never noticed in the game they never really show his backpack that has that weird like keychain on it.
Yeah.
And his little boy T-shirt always has that same icon on his shirt. It's like some robot samurai, like the Silver Samurai, I think it is.
Yeah. Well,
Or
I mean,
something related.
yeah, it's a different samurai show that was in their youth that was on the TV. Because that's the ongoing thing with Phoenix, right? Is that they have like some samurai show or some ninja show that's going on that happens each generation or something.
Yep.
That's just like their ongoing thing that they do.
Hey, it mirrors real life because that's like Power Rangers.
Yep.
That's the Power Rangers.
Oh yeah, totally. It is.
So many different versions of the same fucking thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and then that's about it as far as like playing things. We went on a trip to Zion National Park, which is awesome. I highly recommend going.
So did playing Fallout New Vegas prepare you to navigate any better? Did you find two bears high-fiving cave?
No, I didn't, unfortunately. Ooh. I know. Yeah, I know. We actually kind of came across as a accidental situation where we got to Zion National Park and then they were like, oh yeah, today's Earth Day, so you can go right in. It's free. Because normally it's like $30 for like a car, but they were like, yeah, no, it's Earth Day. Go on ahead in. And we're like, oh shit. All right.
Then you were fucking ambushed by goddamn irradiated wastelanders.
Yep. They were right behind, chasing our tail.
Mm-hmm. Had to carry less than 100 pounds.
Of course. Yep. I mean, it was basically water anyway. So I mean, that was pretty much about it. So it's pretty light. Yeah, that's it.
Nice. Steve, what'd you get up to?
I started playing Horizon.
Yeah.
It's really fucking good. I like it a lot. It has a lot of... It kind of combines like the Witcher a little bit and Far Cry.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yep. I totally agree with that.
Like it's got the elements of like crafting that Far Cry has, and then it has like these little Witcher elements of like
the side quests,
tracking and side. Yeah, the side quests are a lot like Witcher side quests, where they're really good.
Yeah,
like they really add to the story. They're interesting, and you really want to figure them out. They're not boring. They don't feel like just filler and extra shit that just to add more hours. It feels like they really took the time to make these side stories interesting and make these characters interesting. And it's just cool. It's a really cool fucking world. Like it's just a really interesting world. And like when you're first diving into it, you really want to understand the world and why it is the way it is, and why it's like this world that looks prehistoric but is super futuristic as well. Mm-hmm. So it's just a really interesting, neat environment. And I haven't played too much of it, but I'm excited to keep going and dive into it.
Yeah. I really love the first hour of that game because it really sets you up for everything, like being interested in the characters and the world and what's going on and just how the world works in that game.
Yeah.
It's so well done, and yeah, I was hooked pretty much within the first hour or two, and especially with the side quests, exactly as you were saying, I was just like, holy shit, these are some pretty interesting characters, and they're all different in their own unique way, and they actually have like missions that are kind of cool, and nothing that's just like, oh, I'm a farmer, but I have 10 pigs that you need to go grab and herd back, and by the way, you got to fight off machines.
So it's not an MMO.
Yes.
Okay. We can file that away. Horizon Zero Dawn, not an MMO.
Yep.
Cool.
Or at least the
When
side
drinks
quests,
for
anyway.
me.
Yep.
Anything other than that?
Not really. No.
Oh, okay. light this week for Steve.
Yeah, I mean it's the typical shit like
Yeah.
Hearthstone and stuff that I've already talked about. So I don't really feel like talking about it.
I don't blame you.
I do enjoy the Hearthstone updates when there is a big update from you. Because Hearthstone is one of those games that I'm interested in from a distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like I ever have the time to dedicate to something like that, but I do enjoy hearing the updates.
Yeah.
So thank you, Steve. You're doing God's work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, someone's got to.
My money away.
Someone's got to. Yeah, someone
Yeah.
has to in this podcast. So
Yeah. So I finished The Last of Us.
Yes.
So why don't we just put a big old warning right now? Let's say we've got about 10 minutes. And we're gonna talk spoilers for The Last of Us because people seem very divided on the ending.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna dive into it. So plug your ears, mute your whatever,
Or fast
come
forward.
back in about 10 minutes.
Yep.
I fucking love The Last of Us. I think it is better than Uncharted 4. Without a doubt, it is better than Uncharted 4 because it stands alone on its own as a single entity.
Mm-hmm.
And Joel is written as such a conflicted and such a broken human. And I think the ending is beautifully written.
Yeah.
I understand where Joel is coming from, but I do not agree with his methods.
Yeah.
The fact that they truck all the way across a fucking country.
Mm-hmm.
Boston to Salt Lake fucking City.
Mm-hmm.
And then back based off of a lie. And for him to continue the lie just to keep her.
Yeah.
Like I get it. It's all him and reliving with his daughter, and that's another fucking brilliant thing about this game is the watch and the importance of the watch.
Mm.
They never speak about it, but it's so subtly referenced whenever Joel is really concerned with Ellie's safety or well-being. Wherever he's talking to her, whenever he's about to do something for her, be it an honest or a fucking lie, he always touches and looks at his watch.
I never noticed that.
Oh, it's so subtle and it's so fucking well done. And yeah, I'm playing I played the remastered edition.
Right.
But fuck, that game looks great.
Yeah.
Oh man, I kept forgetting that was originally made for PS3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, fucking yeah, The Last of Us is a fucking masterclass in narrative storytelling. That being said, flipping from Zelda to Last of Us is a very, very frustrating thing.
Mm.
Whereas Zelda has its list of mechanics and goes, okay, here's the rules of the world, go find your solution.
Mm.
Last of Us is like, no, you gotta do things because story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like that winter, when you're hunting the deer, I fucking shot that fucker right where it should have dropped.
Mm-hmm.
And of course it doesn't die because story. It can't die there, so it has to run away. And it's just fucking gushing blood all over the place. I've been in the woods in similar weather tracking deer. If you saw that much blood on the snow for a deer that you are tracking, it would not have run a quarter of the distance that it runs in that game.
Hey man, maybe no one hunted the Naughty Dog team. Maybe no one actually went hunting.
I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. However, if a deer did bleed that much and ran that far, there was no blood left in that deer.
Right.
And you might as well just butcher it right there because you're not going to get any blood on you because it's all over the goddamn snow. Like little pieces like that really.
Yeah, but that's like nitpicking though. I mean.
Oh yeah, no, it's nitpicking,
Yeah.
but when I notice things like that, it does pull me out of it.
Okay.
Like forcing it for the story.
So what you're saying is more realistic deer hunting in Last of Us 2.
What I'm saying is if you need something to happen for your story,
right.
Why make it gameplay? Why not make it a cutscene? Like that you've got to ride the difference between the two, because if they didn't give me the ability to shoot at that deer and hit the exact target that I wanted, that I know is a kill shot. If they didn't let me do that, I would believe it, and I would be much more engaged in that scene. That's not to say that it pulls me out of the game completely, but it's like I'm chasing this fucking deer for 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, and there's so much blood.
I think to that argument though, like as I was playing Horizon, there were moments where there was cutscenes, and I was like, they could have just had me like running at this point. Like, and I feel like if you do certain things like that, you might think the same way. Like, you might think the opposite of like, well, they just shot the deer and I watched them shoot the deer and they did this and this. I think maybe it was poorly executed, but if they allow you to do it, you feel more immersed into a game. And maybe that's what they were going for, and it just wasn't executed 100%.
Right. It's a really delicate balance.
Yeah, and especially in a game that is all story.
Exactly.
Like they're not like the gameplay's solid, but it's not anything to write home about, you know. But
it's a fuck ton better than any of the Uncharted games.
Oh yeah.
Last of Us
I think
plays phenomenal.
It's more located, like where Uncharted is more. There's just more spread out and bigger battles and stuff that are just like Where I think you can get pretty strategic in Uncharted 4, but like with Last of Us, you can kind of duck and dodge your way around.
I kind of have a feeling that Uncharted was something that Naughty Dog wanted to break away from. Like, they wanted to do something new with Uncharted 1. Do something new that wasn't Crash Bandicoot, that was something that they could do, and then they started picking up traction with that. And then I feel like, because after Uncharted 2, half the team broke off to go start writing Last of Us, and I think that was the game that they like wanted. Like, that was the game that was like, okay, we have the engine because we can use the same one that's used for Uncharted, and then basically just write our story that we want to tell. Because Uncharted 3 was like kind of weak, like compared to all 4 games. Like, I would definitely say like it's the weakest out of all 4 of them. And then, you know, once the team was done with Last of Us, then they went back to Uncharted 4 to finish it off.
Right.
And then it was like, okay, there's the completion of Nathan Drake's tale.
Right.
So I have a feeling the reason why on Last of Us is so well written is just because that could have been the story that they wanted to build up to tell.
Right.
But they needed to start with something that was like more relatable. Because if they went guns blazing with Last of Us, that would have been kind of difficult. I mean, maybe if it was, I don't know.
What do you mean guns blazing with?
Like, I mean, like if it came out before Uncharted.
Oh, yeah, no, because Uncharted really feels like I think what you're getting at is Uncharted feels like the blockbuster, whereas Last of Us is the art film.
Yeah.
And
I think you're right, Wally. I think it does feel like a game where it's like they had that brewing for a long time. Like someone had that idea and they had it like written out, most of it, and they were like, we have to release something else before we do this, before we don't want to fuck this game up.
Yeah.
So let's
something
hold on
something
to
that's a little bit more action packed and a little bit more like gunfighting and yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I mean, I don't know the whole story behind The Last of Us, but it's so like the story is just so well done that it feels like somebody had that like just brewing and they just sat on it until they knew they could make it.
Yeah.
Plus, I think Last of Us really benefits from not being an acrobatic game like Uncharted is, where you're not climbing all over everything and doing these impossible jumps and stupid leaps. Like, it's much more, pardon the pun, grounded.
Yeah.
And much more just focused on, hey, this is shit happened in the world and we're fuck all the details. We're just concentrating on this guy and his mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, oh man.
Yeah.
It's up there.
And I think that if you compare it with Uncharted is more of, it is like this big blockbuster action, Indiana Jones, paying homage to Indiana Jones, and then you have Last of Us, which is just this like superhuman, like, what would you do in this situation game where it's like, because as you're playing it and you get to the end, like my first thought was like, damn man, like that's some shit right there, you know.
For those of you rejoining after skipping ahead 10 minutes,
get the fuck out of here.
Get back out. Leave.
Give us about another minute.
Yeah, but let's say 5 just to be safe. But you know, whatever.
Yeah, we'll wave our hands like assholes if we're done.
So, with that, you're like, oh shit, you know, like he doesn't save the world, all this stuff. But in the end, it's like the most humanistic ending that they could think of doing, where it's like this guy has been dealt a shit hand, and he just wants somebody to love, and he finds this girl who loves him like a father, and he loves like his daughter, you know. So, and he wants to hold on to that, and he will lie at any moment, even though she wants to sacrifice herself. He's not willing to sacrifice her. Right. It's just like to me, it's really beautiful, and I think like the more you think about it, the harder it is to think that there could have been any other ending. Like that.
Well, I mean, that's
could have done that. You know,
that's also, you know, after beating Last of Us, that was one thing I thought about is during the entire game, Joel is selfish. Because, like, outside of the intro, like, after his daughter's death and everything, he's selfish, like, all the way through, even to the very end. Yep.
Yeah. Well, you look at even the beginning with Tess.
Yep.
He doesn't want to do anything, but Tess is the one who's like, no, we gotta take care of this. We gotta do this. Mm-hmm. He's like, no, just let it be, knowing that it's fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Man. And then they had to fuck it up and make a sequel.
I don't know if really fuck it up. I mean,
we'll see. But honestly, I would have preferred to have them just leave it.
Right.
Because now they're fucking with it, and so you're gonna have this weird tone of revenge, and it's like, man, no.
I honestly was maybe revenge, but I also was really curious to see what Ellie would do if she finds out the truth as to what Joel did at the end of Last of Us. Because she was totally willing to go with the procedure, but Joel wasn't, and she was still knocked out. And then when she came to, he basically lied to her and was like, oh yeah, no, shit didn't work out. We're leaving, by the way. But, like, there's got to be, like, that was the first thing I asked was, if they were to continue this story, I want to know how is Ellie going to find out and how she would react with Joel being selfish. And, like, what is that going to do with their relationship? And how is that going to pan out?
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be a pivotal moment in the sequel.
Yeah.
She has to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what they do with that, because isn't she... Is she pregnant in that?
No.
Or did she have a kid or something?
No.
No, there's been no evidence or suggestion of that so far.
Okay. Because I haven't looked at anything, but Honestly, I think she's not gonna have any resentment toward him at all. For that, I think
it'll be interesting to see.
It depends on how much further into the future it is.
Doesn't look that far. She was 14 in the first game. She looks maybe 21, so maybe it's like 5-6 years later.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like much time has changed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with that. I'm glad that they're making a sequel. I am like a little bit worried about it, but I'd like to dive back into that world.
Yeah, no, it's a great world, and you know what? That is the best Walking Dead game ever made.
Yeah.
So it's a fantastic world. I'm just, whenever something is big and amazing like that, there's a part of me that always kind of wants it to be just a one-off. Just let the awesome thing be the awesome thing.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they're diving back into that well again is always a little...
Yeah.
Same thing with Mass Effect Andromeda. You had a great thing with the original Mass Effect trilogy. Don't fuck with it. Andromeda fucked with it. And look what we got. We got a resounding Nicolas Cage.
Yep.
No, I agree. Like, there is, like... part of me that's like, damn, man, like they are taking that, which in of itself you didn't have to go any further, so they're taking that and adding more, and I'm definitely interested though.
But sometimes sequels can build the world more and certain characters more.
Yeah. Oh, certainly.
While at the same time introducing new characters, and then you're like, all right, who the fuck's this person? Why should I care about them? And then it just goes from there.
Yeah, just again, there's a little voice in the back of my head that basically just says, "God damn it," but okay.
The only
hear you guys right now.
The only comparison, which I know Darren just lost his headphones, so me saying is kind of, unless if Steve has seen it.
I can hear you now.
The only thing that I can think of where it was, or at least that's recent, where it was like, okay, the first thing can be fine on its own. Why the hell was there a sequel? But then when I watched the sequel, I was like, holy shit, that was really good. Was John Wick. John Wick is the only thing where it was like, this could have been fine on its own. That thing could have been fine on its own. It's not like this will change my life, but it was like, holy shit, that was a really good action movie. Okay, I don't know why they're making a second one. Maybe just because the first one did decent, and then the fucking second one just was like, did amazing world building and new characters, and left me wanting more.
But movies are different, especially when you take something as simplistic as John Wick, where it is just straight up silly action movie, so there's plenty of room to expand on that. Something to me like Last of Us is complete in and of itself in that first telling. And when something is that deep and that emotionally complex, you're risking a lot dipping back into that well again.
Yeah.
I have no doubts that The Last of Us Part 2 has the potential to be as good, if not better, than the first. That's not what I'm saying, that I think the second one is going to be awful. I just kind of wish they didn't do it. It's like Bioshock 2. Bioshock 2 was functionally okay. But it didn't need to happen.
Right.
Last of Us 2, I fear, it has a potential to fall into that trapping. Where, yeah, it's functional, it's good, it's okay, but it didn't need to happen. It has to justify its own existence.
We'll see.
We'll see. Once I wrapped up that, I got into Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
I'm about 3 hours into it. I just got out of the house and found the trailer.
Ah, yes.
And goddamn the boss fights in that game. God fucking damn it.
Yeah.
They're pretty great.
Yeah.
That whole game has been pretty great. It's made me feel real uncomfortable. It's made me feel real bad. They have just fucking cranked up the gore and the weird and the gross.
Oh yeah.
I fucking love it. Like it's so weird to have a very new Resident Evil that still feels like the original Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even down to the design of that main hallway, that main hall in the house, in the baker's house, feels like the mansion foyer.
Oh yeah.
Like in structure, in shape, and then fucking daddy comes sneaking around when you don't realize he's in the goddamn room and scares the fucking bejesus out of you. Oh man. I'm looking forward to finishing it. I think I'm about a third of the way through.
Yes. Wait, hold on.
I just got out of the house. I got all 3 dog heads.
You're a fifth of the way through.
Okay.
It's basically 5 acts for that game.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was just going based off playtime. Average playtimes have been about 9 hours. 9-10 hours. Go to howlongtobeat.com. Take a look at it. They say a non 100% run through average is about 9 hours.
Yeah, but I guess that also depends on how much they're running around and looking for shit.
Certainly, it depends on the person, and for me, it's always going to be a bit more.
And then also getting lost.
Yes, because it is Resident fucking Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's 7 chapters, actually, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, they vary on length. Like, once you get toward the end, there's a couple chapters that are much shorter.
Yeah.
Than the others. Yeah, I think you're probably like, I think Wally might be right. Like, you're probably like a fifth of the way through. Maybe a little bit further than that.
I'm really enjoying it. I've got a shotgun. I found 2 steroid containers. I'm doing good things. Fucking okay. The inventory.
Yeah.
Fuck the goddamn antique coins. Fuck them.
Oh.
Dumb and they piss me off because they eat up a goddamn slot.
Yeah, just put them in the box.
Yeah, but you don't know anything about them until you get out of the fucking house and you're running around.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, fucking antique coin. I'm running low on space. I can't really afford to pick that up right now. So you run by as an asshole. Then you find out what they're for, and you're like, fuck, where the hell was it?
Put them in the chest, dude.
Yeah, I was just putting them in the chest every time I got
if
to the
your
chest.
inventory is already full when you find it.
No.
And you can't pick it up because your inventory's full.
You gotta make room.
Hey man, it's like the old Resident Evils. It's like the old Resident Evils. You fucking run out of inventory space and you're like, God damn it, how do I do inventory management all over again? Son of a bitch.
It's so good.
I do expand it at some point, but you're probably. I think you're pretty close to that.
Yeah,
you get a bit of an expansion.
Yeah, because you're gonna be getting new weapons, and they take up a fuck ton of space for some of them.
I got that shotgun, and that takes up a lot of space.
Yeah,
I did have that chainsaw.
Yeah,
and I had to constantly use items in order to pick up that chainsaw because I really wanted that chainsaw because it was really important that I got that chainsaw.
Yeah, right. That moment for me in that game that I absolutely loved. And I don't know why that I thought the game was going to end just by exiting out of the Baker house, but like for some reason I had tricked my brain that I was like, all right, can't be much more after I fucking escape this house. And then I escape the house, and it shows like the trailer, and then fucking all this other shit, and it opens up the world, and I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I was like, there's so much more to this game that I was not ready for.
It's like opening the painting or going into the basement of the mansion in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
Like realizing that you can swing that painting back and go back and there's a whole fucking forest and you're like, God damn it.
Yeah,
that's exactly how I felt too. I'm like, okay, I'm going to open this and it's going to be more house. No, it's fucking outside. What the shit?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to go save it and I'm done for a little bit.
Yeah. No, that's basically what I did. I found the trailer. I saved. I'm like, okay, this is a good stopping point. I'm going to Gonna put it down for a bit.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, it's fucking Resident Evil 7's good. It's good. I also
there's my I told you so.
Well, yeah, no, everyone was saying it was good, and I just hadn't gotten around to it yet.
Right.
I finally found out. So I was having problems with my Steam Link. Right. There's this piece of software that you can buy for $20 called Virtual Here, which allows you, if you're using Xbox 360 controller on your Steam Link, Virtual Here treats that as though it is physically plugged into your PC. So if you minimize Steam Link, you can use that controller in like GOG games or Origin games. So it actually recognizes it as a controller. The problem is the current build of the Steam Link and the current version of Virtual Here causes fucking lag spikes. Every couple of seconds and makes it ungoddamn playable. So every time I launch my Steam Link, I have to Alt-Tab out of it and quit out of Virtual Here to get it to work. I finally figured that out, and now I'm playing Resident Evil 7 on my TV.
Yay!
God damn it, work out your shit, people.
Yeah.
I don't care whose fault it is, Virtual Here or Steam Link, whatever. Fix it, please. Fix it, please.
I think if anything, Valve should be the first one to fix that issue, honestly.
You would hope.
Yeah.
I also got into Nier Automata.
So you did pick it up.
I picked it up. I got it on PS4. I'm a couple hours into it. The game's weird. It's already gone through like 4 different genre of game.
Right.
Like in the first half an hour, you go through 3 different types of games. And I met a character who calls themselves just Jackass. Nice. I don't know what that's all about, but it's pretty awesome.
Okay.
I've had a couple of really weird moments, really funny moments. And they do a weird Dark Souls-esque type mechanic where if you die in the world, you have to go find your body to retrieve your upgrade chips.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, you lose them, of course.
Right.
But you can also find the bodies of other players who have died in the game and pray for them. That player will then receive some bonuses in their game, and then you can either retrieve the items off of that character, which gives you different crafting items and stuff like that, or you can resurrect them and have this weird skeletal robot follow you with a sword to help you fight for a couple minutes.
Okay.
It's pretty awesome. Nier's great. Nier's good.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get further into it. I'm not yet through. There's like 26 different endings.
Oh, shit.
And from my understanding, the actual game doesn't start until your 3rd playthrough.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get deep on that.
Okay.
And I also found out the original Soul Calibur is backwards compatible on Xbox One, so I downloaded it and I've been playing that a lot.
Nice. Because
Soul Calibur is fucking great. And it just makes me so mad. I want another Soul Calibur. I want another good Soul Calibur.
Mm-hmm.
After Soul Calibur 2, they kept going downhill. Make another Soul Calibur 2. And not Soul Calibur 2 HD Online, because that one's okay, but don't just do that. Make a good Soul Calibur. Now is the time for another Soul Calibur. Namco.
Right.
Namco owns it. Who's gonna be the guest characters?
Plus, still people are still playing fighting games. I mean, look at Street Fighter. Look at Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, if you want to do a new Soul Calibur, you do Soul Calibur 6. I think we'd be up to as a proper Soul Calibur.
Yeah,
you could totally do console exclusive characters. You do a Dark Souls guy on Xbox One and a Bloodborne guy on PS4.
Mm-hmm.
Because Namco owns both those properties. Fucking do it. I want another Soul Calibur real bad.
What? I don't know. What gave that away? I have no idea.
Also, have you heard of these new mystery peeps? This is kind of unrelated, but I got into these today for Halloween. For Easter, they have 3 mystery flavor peeps. I got into this one today. It's the one with the blue and the purple wrapper. I only bring it up because they taste like maple syrup. Maple syrup peeps are a weird monstrosity. I mean, look at this guy. He's got like purple and blue spikes all over him.
Okay.
And he tastes like maple syrup. I haven't gotten into the other ones yet. I have no idea what they're gonna be. I have all 3 flavors.
Oh, there you go.
I wasn't aware that Peeps had flavors, despite eating them for years.
Yeah, I thought they were just marshmallow.
Marshmallow and sugar.
Yeah.
But apparently, yeah, they're supposed to be different flavors. The different colors are different flavors, and these ones are maple syrup.
Weird.
Maple syrup Peeps are a bizarre, weird thing. I like weird. This may be too weird.
But is it good? That's the question.
Well, they're Peeps.
so bad for you, but like super sugary or what?
Some people are really, really emotional when it comes to the consumption of Peeps.
Oh yeah.
Like some people think they're really gross and disgusting. Other people love them.
Yeah.
I like them, but I'm not gonna judge anyone for hating Peeps. I'm not gonna judge anyone for loving Peeps. Peeps is Peeps, and these ones taste like maple syrup.
Okay.
I would just like to share that.
All right.
I think the world needs to understand that there are maple syrup flavored Peeps.
Sure.
It's so weird. It's like eating a marshmallow pancake. I don't get it. I don't understand.
Sure.
Okay. Should we get into the news?
Yeah, let's do that.
There's not a hell of a lot of news, but we'll get into it. Let's see here. Hey. Speaking of Bandai Namco, they filed a trademark for Pac-Man Maker.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. I think the success of Mario Maker, you're going to see a whole bunch of blank makers.
Yeah.
Or at least something similar to that. And I think Pac-Man Maker kind of makes sense. Because Pac-Man in and of itself, the first one was only that one maze, right? Over and over and over and over again.
I think it kind of depended on, at least from what I've played. It depends on like. I mean, if you're just talking about like the base arcade game.
Yeah, the base arcade game.
Actually, I think if you beat a level, I think it changed like ever so slightly. Like some of the paths were a little bit different.
I think that came up until Miss Pac-Man.
Maybe.
Yeah. No. It was Miss Pac-Man.
Okay.
So like this makes total sense. Like build your own Pac-Man mazes. Like if they add in the battle mode from that weird cocktail table arcade cabinet, I'm all on board, 100%.
Yeah.
Give me some kick-ass Pac-Man fucking battle mazes.
Right.
Or make it like Pac-Man Championship Edition DX maze creation. Because that thing was awesome in how it changed maps as you played it. Whenever you got a piece of fruit, it would wipe half the screen and change all the pellets out and sometimes update the halls of the screen as you played, like, on the fly. Yeah, Pac-Man Maker could be a really fucking cool thing. Let's see it happen. And then make a Zelda Dungeon Maker. Like an NES Zelda Dungeon Maker.
Right.
Are you listening, Nintendo? That one's free. Along with everyone else who suggested that idea. The original StarCraft was patched last week for the first time in 8 years. There's actually a surprising number of patch notes on it. Mostly updating backends and anti-cheat capabilities and things like that. The big thing, if you go to StarCraft.com, it's now 100% free. So you can download StarCraft and Brood War if you've never played it and play the entirety of it. I highly recommend it. It still holds up. And now all those suckers who bought it 20 years ago when it first came out, kicking themselves.
Yeah.
That'd be me.
Dumb sons of bitches.
But hey, I got best value with the battle chest set. So, I mean, if anything, totally worth it.
See, I did not. I bought StarCraft, and then I brought Brood War separate because the battle chest wasn't a thing, or at least I was not aware of it.
Oh.
At the time that I purchased it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, this makes perfect sense. Get the original one out there for free with that remastered coming around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So people can play it, get used to it, and be like, yo, this shit looks better now.
Have they released a price for that yet?
No.
Okay.
No, they haven't.
Hmm.
Makes me wonder.
Yeah.
If it's full price, it's not going to be looked upon nicely.
I mean, if it's something like $60 for StarCraft and Brood War, then
it is StarCraft and Brood War, but what I'm saying is it's a 10-year-old game.
Yeah, that's true.
Or a 20-year-old game, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
I think it'll be 30.
Yeah.
That's
at
my
the high
guess.
end, I'd say 40.
At the high end, 40. Yeah. I don't think they're going to go more than 40. If they do, I'd be they could, but I'd be shocked.
I would second guess an instant purchase if it was over 40.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I can't see him doing that just because Overwatch costs 40 digitally. So I don't like a game that's that old costing more than Overwatch is.
Yeah.
At the same time,
would be pretty interesting.
At the same time, it's StarCraft. People are going to buy it regardless.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So what if it's $40, but for $60 you also get skins to make it look retro?
I don't think they would. No, stop it.
Just download the fucking old one.
Yeah, really. Just download the old one after you purchase the new one, and then now you got both.
You also get the one that's free.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buy it for $40. Buy it for $40 and give us $20 free.
That's a fucking Activision move right there. If anything, if I've ever heard an Activision move, that's it right there.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Eurogamer is reporting that sources close to Nintendo are saying that a SNES Mini will be out later this year.
Boo.
Well, okay, so I will say boo if the supply constraints are the same as they were with the NES. I will also say boo because of how they handled the NES. Guarantees that fucking scalpers will be all over this fucking thing.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I say boo, and I also didn't like the NES Mini. And the only reason why I don't like them is because work on your fucking store.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're gonna release this shit and go, oh, here we have an NES Mini with 60 games. Oh, now we have a SNES Mini with 60 games. Oh, guess what? Now all these games are back out on your Nintendo, and here, guess what this is? It's the NES Mini Pack, and you're going to buy the NES Mini Pack, and it has 60 games. Oh, here's the SNES Mini Pack, and it's got 60 games. Like, it just seems like bullshit to me. I don't like it.
So
I don't want it. I'd rather them just build a fucking good store and let me buy it off their Nintendo store.
The thing I will say about the NES Mini is that it looks really nice, and it's a really well put together as a collector's item.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely for collectors, and I think that they're going to go the same route with the SNES Mini. I think they're going to be like, hey, guess what? We didn't tell you that the NES Mini was limited, but this one is.
Yeah,
I think that's what they're going to do.
The only reason I have an NES Mini because I gave up looking for one, and I didn't give a rat's ass if I ended up with one. I was down in New York visiting a mutual friend of Steve and mine, and they happened to get a new shipment in that Friday. I was down there that day. She'd taken the day off, and so I was awoken very violently to, we gotta go now. So I was walking around New York City without showering, just having woke up, and managed to get one. Like, I was extremely lucky in that case.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are cool. I like the way they look and everything, but I just don't like the idea of them.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. Doing this, pulling it at this point, let us know what the hell that virtual console system is.
Yeah.
We will probably find out at E3 what the fuck they plan on doing with that and with their digital purchases. Hopefully they've seen the light. If they let you transfer your digital purchases that you made on the Wii, Wii U, 3DS, what have you, I think the minis stand as something completely separate from that, and that's fine.
Yeah.
The question is, though, if you're putting 30 SNES games, what do you put on that thing?
I think there was already a list that was
Nothing confirmed.
nothing confirmed, but I think there was something that Eurogamer put out, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, certainly they did. I'm saying amongst the three of us, you asshole.
Oh.
What do you put on that thing?
Super Mario World, Super Metroid, for sure.
That's two.
Yes.
Like, no,
Probably Donkey Kong Country.
Yep.
Do you put all three, though?
No. Just the
Agreed.
first one.
Just the first.
You could put
maybe
all
the second
three.
one.
I wouldn't be upset if they put all three, because I like all three of them,
I
but...
would be upset if they put the third. The third is the weakest of all three of them.
Contra 3.
Never played it, sadly.
You should. It's fucking great.
I would say
It is
Mega Man Soccer. You put Mega Man Soccer on that thing.
Mega Man X.
They'd probably
Mega
put
Man X will
X.
definitely go on there.
Because they've tried to reboot that in so many forms, and it's always been terrible. And I think if they just put it back on that, it'd be good. You know, it's like, oh, here it is, it's good.
Earthbound.
Mega Man Soccer. Yeah.
Earthbound, definitely Earthbound.
Maybe some of the Final Fantasy games, whatever came out for
Final
SNES.
Fantasy VI.
Chrono Trigger.
Yep, Chrono Trigger as well.
Final Fantasy VI.
Fucking pull right out
Secret
of your
of
ass.
Mana, probably.
Yep,
Civ.
Secret Mana.
Put the first
Civ.
Civ on there.
Yep.
ActRaiser, because ActRaiser's real weird.
ActRaiser, they'd probably... Seems
Well-
like a game they might do.
You put Mario Kart, the original Mario Kart.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of those are just no brainers.
Yeah. See, they're gonna put a lot of good games, and then they'll put their steamers on there just so you fucking have to buy some shit games. It's like, here's some couple of crappers.
Doom, because fuck you.
Fuck
Dude,
yeah, put Doom on that goddamn thing.
That'd be hilarious.
Doom SNES.
Put Doom.
I played it on SNES.
Mhm.
It was not good.
Me too. I played it on SNES and it played pretty well.
I didn't like it on SNES.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I mean, I did. It wasn't
kept
like I
using
hated
it.
it, but I was like, eh.
Oh wait, I was thinking Killer Instinct, but that's on. But the original is
rare.
on.
Oh, that
that's
wouldn't happen.
that's
Yeah,
on
that
Rare,
would-
and
yeah,
that's
Rare.
and that's already on Xbox One, with their
Yeah,
whole like
they-
bundle collection thing. So yeah, I don't see.
Yeah, that's upsetting. Oh, put Top Gear. Put the first Top Gear on that.
Yeah.
Real good racer.
Top
Shit.
tier, yeah.
Yeah. SNES is, by all accounts, in every measure, unrefuted, the best console ever made, with the best library ever made. I dare you to say anything different. The only other console that I think even comes close to the SNES is the PS2.
I was about to
That
say,
is an
yeah.
argument.
Yeah, I was about to say PS2.
Those two, neck and neck, for me, SNES beats it by a country mile.
Yeah. For me, SNES wins, but you can definitely argue hard for PS2 just
Oh,
because.
certainly.
I mean, if you're an RPG gamer, like, you're gonna go PS2 all the way.
You're gonna
That
go
was like the
SNES 'cause
golden
you
age.
you're gonna go SNES because you got Final Fantasy VI, you got Illusion of Gaia, you got Illusion of Mana, you've got Secret of Mana.
Yeah, I like those games better personally, but I think a lot of arguments could be made that PS2 was like the golden age of Japanese RPGs.
3D Japanese RPG. Polygonal.
Besides RPGs, there were other games that came out that weren't.
Oh yeah.
Time Splitters 2, Time Splitters Future Perfect.
Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like fucking yeah. PS2 is a damn good system. Twisted Metal Black.
Well, Twisted Metal was the original
Well,
PlayStation.
Twisted Metal Black.
Station.
Twisted Metal Black was PS2 launch.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah.
will put money on that.
No, sorry, I was thinking about Twisted Metal 2, but that was still PlayStation.
Yeah, that was original PlayStation.
That one I played the shit out of.
So Sony needs to make a PS2 Mini.
Yep.
Without a doubt.
It's happening.
Yeah, right.
PS2 Mini.
I don't think they would do that. I think they would just be like, hey, here's all the PS2 games on our market.
Digitally, yeah.
Digitally available.
Listen, I'm curious to see if the SNES Mini materializes. It most likely will. I don't see how it wouldn't.
Mm-hmm. And if they limit it, they'll sell them all out anyways, you know.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what's on. Yeah. People are just going to buy it.
Yeah, I'm a much bigger fan of the SNES, but I will take the same position as I did with the NES Mini. And, like, if I happen to get one, cool. If not, I've got a working SNES and all of the games that I want for that.
Yeah.
Well, not all of the games. Fucking still looking for Rock and Roll Racing. Still need Rock and Roll Racing.
So what you're saying is the selling point for you for the SNES Mini would be Rock and Roll Racing.
If they had Rock and Roll, if they had the Bethesda collection,
you would fight someone for it.
There's a reason why I want to learn to play the Lost Vikings and Heroes of the Storm, because Lost Vikings are fucking awesome.
Right.
And yes, I would fight a bitch if it had fucking Rock and Roll Racing. God damn. Yeah. So cool. Or not, depending on how you look at it.
Mixed feelings about it.
And then after SNES Mini, they're gonna re-release the Game Boy Mini.
Oh my god. No, GameCube. They're gonna do GameCube
and then
Mini.
It's gonna be the new 3DS Mini.
You're missing the N64 Mini in there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The N64 Mini.
Sorry, yeah.
Which
I
will
forgot
have
about that.
like the 5 games that were great on N64.
It's just gonna be the controller.
Yeah. It's gonna be those plug and play hotel.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
yeah, and then you plug the controllers into each other for multiplayer, so you just daisy chain all your friends together.
And then the GameCube Mini,
which
will be the size of a fucking die.
And then if you try to actually use it, you might end up choking on it.
Yep. There's only enough room to plug in the controller, and that's it. That's all it's got.
Just one controller, and all it plays is Mario Sunshine. Oh man. Hey, guess where Call of Duty's officially going?
The World War II path.
Call of Duty : WWII. Call of Duty World War II is the official title of the new Call of Duty game. Unoriginal. I would like to point out.
Oh yeah.
You might as well just call it Call of Duty 2 again. Say fuck you. We're re-releasing Call of Duty 2.
I would have laughed. I would have laughed if they just called it just Call of Duty, like the original, the original one. So it's just as fucking confusing as Battlefield 1, with confused with Battlefield 1942, which was the original, which is all over the fucking place.
Yeah. So surprising no one, we're returning back to World War II.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is a much overdue shift for Call of Duty.
Yes.
Changing your goddamn setting completely.
Mm-hmm.
Near future and future combat. Well, they saw the backlash against Infinite Warfare. Because Halo exists, so why are you trying to do that?
Yeah.
Man, come on. This is completely predictable.
So long as they don't do well, it's Sledgehammer working on it, so never mind. Because I was about to say, so long as they don't do something where they tie in fucking Modern Warfare 2 remastered into the fucking game. But then again, it's Sledgehammer. They didn't do it, so
what if it's World at War remastered?
That was Treyarch though.
It was still an off year.
Yeah.
I would not put it past them to put another remastered into this.
Yeah, but I think also at the same time, I'm sure they saw the backlash on that. But then again, how many people...
They haven't changed it.
Yeah, but how many people fucking voted with the wallets instead of just saying, no, fuck you, and not get it?
A whole ton of people.
Yeah.
A whole ton of people.
Because you know what people should have fucking spent their money on in that 3-week span?
Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 2 is what they should have spent their fucking money on.
Fuck yeah.
Yep.
Because they're still releasing content for free.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens down the road with Call of Duty. I mean, it is a standby. I don't think there's anything that's going to shake it from being a yearly release ever. Because people will still line up to buy it.
Yeah.
It is what it is. We just have to deal with it and be like, okay, it's Madden, but guns.
Until something like Assassin's Creed happens, where it's just like the sales just absolutely plummet. Until something like that happens, then they won't be like, all right, hold on, we're taking an off year, we're gonna rethink our strategy, and then we'll get
Call
back
of
to you
Duty
guys.
Unity.
God.
You're just fighting floating eyeballs and lips.
God.
It'd be good times.
So Doom, then, basically.
Except actual nightmare monsters.
Yeah.
Not awesome nightmare monsters.
True.
In other very predictable news, do you remember that GTA 5 mod where they were modding in all of Red Dead Redemption?
Yeah.
Shut that shit down.
That is shut down.
Yep.
Goddamned idiots. You goddamned idiots. Never announce a project like that until it is done and you have it out there if you want it to survive.
Yeah.
But I think this actually shows promise for Rockstar, because if they were never ever had any indication of Red Dead Redemption coming out on PC, they might have let it slide. I doubt it.
It could just be
Doubt
also
they
the
would.
fact that they just own the rights to it, and they're just like,
Right.
hey man, no.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like AM2R. Nintendo wasn't doing anything with Metroid 2.
Mm-hmm.
I could see them still releasing Red Dead Redemption pretty soon. Though.
Yep. Ooh. What if they do that at E3? Where like that's their big reveal at E3. Like here's Red Dead 2, here's the gameplay trailer, it's out this fall. Today it's on Steam, the first one. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see them doing something like that just because they really want to hype that game, and I think a lot of people missed Red Dead Redemption because it didn't come on PC.
Yeah.
Especially considering they improved the older versions for this generation. When they did the whole backwards compatible thing, like I can kind of see something that's similar to like a GTA 5 style kind of deal, where it's like, okay, here's a game on the consoles, and then like half a year later or whatever, they're like, oh yeah, it's coming to PC now, like as it should, like visually and performance wise, like this is the game in its entirety on
Use
PC.
the actual version. Thanks for beta testing for the past year. Now beta test again for full price.
Right.
So yeah, no, I could totally see them doing that at E3. And again, it doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, when we first said that this was happening, didn't we all just say, yeah, that's not happening?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna shut that shit down.
Oh yeah.
Apparently Rockstar's on a roll this week. I forget which company was reporting it, but there was a company that was researching driverless cars, and they were utilizing GTA 5 traffic AI in order to teach their cars about traffic. In which case, Rockstar is like, oh, hell no, you're not using our software, our engine, on your software without our permission.
Okay.
So like that's the whole thing. It's their rights. It's a similar thing as the whole Palmer Luckey case and John Carmack taking VR shit.
Yeah.
Like you can't just use other people's written software and algorithms on your own without permission. Oh man. It's fucking idiots. Idiots. Jackbox Jackbox Party Pack 4 was announced just today.
Yeah.
Fibbage 3 is in it. That's the only game that we know is in it so far.
Mm-hmm.
The big change is during Fibbage, rather than the traditional 9 answers, 10 choices can be put up. This time around, the audience gets to join in by voting on their own decoy lies and guessing along with the truth. So the audience is now kind of an invisible player that can dole out points if you fool the audience. So cool for those who like to stream their Jackbox Party Pack, which
some people do. Or I feel
some
like
people do.
Or I feel like some people do anyway. Like why
some
the hell
bigger
not?
YouTubers. Yeah. Giant Bomb does it all the time. Well, they did back when it first came out.
Yeah.
But now with participation, I've been in a couple panels where they've done that at PAX, and it's a lot of fun to play along in the audience. So who knows what else is going to be in here? I feel like Jackbox Party Pack, well, I love all of them. They're kind of risking saturation at this point. I wish it was more of like a hub where you could download updates to the existing stuff.
Yeah.
Just have all these roll into an existing thing.
Yeah, so it's like occasionally that you're getting the same old content from time to time, but then more frequently you're like, oh shit, this is like new stuff that I haven't seen before or whatever.
Right. Right. Like I think that would be cool, but I don't know. It seems to be working so far. We'll see where it ends up for them.
Yeah.
Let's see here. That beautiful, beautiful Bayonetta PC port kind of update today. That includes an icon of the Vanquish logo hidden in the supporting files. And there are hidden Are they hidden videos, or did they upload videos?
They uploaded 5 clips from Bayonetta 1 and 2 onto the official Platinum YouTube channel, their Japanese YouTube channel.
Right. And it looks like they might be hinting at a Bayonetta 3.
Right.
But no one knows what for, or whether or not this is actually Bayonetta 3, or if something's going on with Bayonetta 2 going somewhere. Who knows? But Bayonetta news and Vanquish news seems almost inevitable.
If it's Vanquish coming to PC, I am fucking hopping on that as soon as I goddamn can.
That's definitely a game that completely blew past me.
Yeah.
I didn't even look at it really.
Yeah, that was a game where I played the demo because I was like, what's this? This looks kind of neat or whatever. And then I downloaded the demo and played it. And I was like, holy shit, this game's like over the top and just crazy and fucking sliding around and shooting robots. And then
that's Platinum still, right?
Yeah. And I was like, damn, this game is just so fucking nuts. And then it just fell off my radar. I never like thought about it again. And then every time I hear the name, I'm just like, shit, man, I wish I played that game, or had some way of getting it and playing it. But yeah, if it comes to fucking PC, I'm picking it. I'm not letting that shit happen again. I'm fucking picking it up and playing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully that all pans out, because the more weird games, the more Platinum weird good games people play, the better everyone will be. That was all the news I had found, gentlemen. Unless there's something I missed.
I was quickly scrolling through. I don't think there's anything that is...
Nothing major.
Yeah, nothing notable, really. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, there's like a Dota 2 matchmaking update, which is good.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's about it. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah. All right, with that, then, let's get over to emails. Email us at utterlygeek@gmail.com. That's utterlyg33k@gmail.com. If you send them there, we'll answer them here on the air at this point in the show, which we designate the email section. If we had emails, we would answer them. We didn't get any.
No.
We'll also take your questions live in chat if you go to twitch.tv/CPTWally. That's CPTWALLY. And the Twitch tubes. And we will listen to you and maybe answer your questions. Do we have any questions?
Not this week.
Not this week.
It's a pretty flawless episode, if you ask me.
Flawless execution, no questions. All right, moving on to new releases.
Mm-hmm.
This is the part where we list off the new releases for the coming week. I've started explaining every little detail. Yeah, okay. So
as long as you don't start explain every single game that's coming out, then we're okay.
This is your releases for Tuesday, April 25th through Monday, May 1st. Start with PlayStation 4 like we always do. What Remains of Edith Finch comes out April 25th on PS4 and PC. Mm-hmm. This one has me interested because it's a weird indie narrative-driven type thing. Mm-hmm. Emphasis on the weird. I'm really looking forward to that one. Mm-hmm. We also have Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 on PlayStation 4, PC, and Xbox One, April 25th. Outlast 2 comes out PS4, PC, Xbox One, April 25th. Siberia 3, PS4, PC, Xbox One, April 25th. Puyo Puyo Tetris. Fucking game of the year, bitch. PS4 and Switch tomorrow, April 25th. I got mine on pre-order so I can get that sweet Puyo and Tetris keychain. Fucking Puyo Puyo Tetris is weird, right? Because it's a Japanese game where you're playing Puyo and Tetris, but there's a story mode. They translated all of it into English and then voiced the whole story of Puyos in Tetris.
Okay.
So you can get the narrative of the Tetris characters waging war with the Puyo characters.
So important.
Wow.
It's so important to the lore of Tetris.
The lore of Tetris. How'd T-Block get that way? You don't know? They all started as a line
Why does
block.
the line piece take so fucking long to show up? Is it running late or some shit? We don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
Why did it take us so long to figure out how to hold on to them? Yeah, Puyo Puyo Tetris is going to be awesome. I'm going to play the shit out of that. Outlast Trinity comes out tomorrow on PS4 and Xbox One, April 25th. Looks like all of the Outlast games. Titanfall 2 gets its expansion, A Glitch in the Frontier.
Ooh.
Cool.
Tomorrow, April 25th on
That map
PS4,
looks fucking
Xbox One,
awesome, actually.
and PC.
Yeah.
Yep, it's coming. Anything else of note?
Tomorrow is it's not really a release, but tomorrow they have the Heroes of the Storm 2.0 update going on.
Right. And if you've been curious about that game and want to get into it,
Fucking
there is
log in tomorrow.
free 20 character pack that you can pick up.
Mm-hmm.
It is 20 set characters, but there are 4 different packs of different characters each.
Yep.
So if you've ever been curious about that game, want to figure out what it is, go for it.
Yep. And they're really changing almost everything of that game other than gameplay.
Yeah, they're turning it more into a Overwatch style unlock progression system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that will be it for your PlayStation 4 releases. Xbox One, there's really nothing outside of what we've already said. It's all cross-platform on the Xbox One. Mm-hmm. The Switch has quite a week coming up. As said before, Puyo Puyo Tetris, April 25th on the Switch, as well as April 28th sees the release of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Okay.
Which is a super remix of Mario Kart 8 And that's the big week for Switch. Let's take a look at the PC side of things. Batman Arkham VR comes out on the 25th on PC. Don't Get Hit in the Face, April 25th on PC.
Noted.
Don't get hit in the face. Blaze Blue Central Fiction, April 26th. Like your anime fighters. Warhammer 4000. Warhammer 40,000. Sorry, missed a
There
zero.
you go. Oh, God.
Dawn of War 3.
Okay, good thing you corrected
Warhammer
that.
40,000.
It'd be like a slew of fucking angry nerds coming your way.
Sorry.
You motherfucker!
Warhammer 40k.
They'll DDoS our fucking wwebsite, you asshole.
Oh, we're fucked.
Yep. Shit. The
Might as well just quit the podcast right now. We're fucked.
Hammers are coming. D-Blob sees its PC release
Okay.
so many years after its initial release, April 27th. Let's see if I can find anything else of note. Don't Cut Your Hand comes out April 28th on PC.
An immediate sequel to Don't Get Hit in the Face?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Don't Get Hit in the Face and Don't Cut Your Hand. It's probably the two same games. They're each about quarter second long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just dodge and move your hand. That's it.
Yeah, there you go.
I think that's about it. This is according, again, to Metacritic.com, their release list. So if there's something important I'm missing, I might have seen it and just didn't think it was important, or I might not have seen it at all. Immortal Redneck comes out April 25th on PC.
Man, we would have not been able to finish this podcast without announcing that.
Mortal Redneck.
Not without an Immortal Redneck.
Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh, God. So that'll do it for us this week. Thanks for joining us. May your week be full of fun and entertainment and happy things and video games. And
Pitch and tents.
we will
Pitching tents in your pants.
pitch intense and hey, don't get hit in the face
Or cut your hand.
Or
cut your hand.
Yep.
Yeah. I can't. What's the third game gonna be? Don't get kicked in the nuts. That's what it'll be.
Yep.
Don't get kicked in the nuts.
It's a
Easiest way to
family
win that
favorite.
game
Yeah.
is to be a woman.
Yep.
You
there
win
go.
immediately.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
Ship it. Sounds like a good
Done.
Steam early access game. There we go. We got it, guys.
Done. There's poop. Well, there was a sequel to There's Poop in My Soup, so.
Yeah.
God, that's right.
Steam early access. All right, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Next time.